Okay, guys, welcome to our mastermind for the week of April 23rd, 2019. So waiting for a couple people to log on while waiting for that. Some housekeeping and some random musings that I had to offer. If you're not exercising daily and you're not eating well, it's really easy to get sidetracked. It's really easy to get discouraged and depressed and start feeling like a victim. I found for myself, that if I stay in my diet, I found what works for me over a long time, of trials and tribulations and ups and downs and those types of things. A diet that works for me and an exercise regimen that works for me. But I highly recommend, if you're not doing that, make sure that you're making that a part of your routine. It doesn't have to be daily, and it doesn't have to be really involved, but just make sure that you're doing something, because it really helps you think better. It helps put you in a better frame of mind to deal with some of the ups and the downs and this emotional business that we've chosen to make our living in. You know what I mean? A lot of it's just about putting out fires on a constant basis. So just make sure that you're doing that. I just wanted to offer that little 2 cents up there too. Exercise will help you think better. Will help with mood. Will help with depression. Those types of things. So, well, sunshine out this week in Utah. It's good. It's finally starting to. We've had so much rain this spring. It's nice to finally see the sunshine. But we're going to launch right into our weekly mastermind here. Start by reviewing what we talked about last week. Last week was all about back-end systems. Last week was all about generating the lead, and then what do we do with the lead after? We talked a little bit. We reviewed on that. There was a special offer for you to get BombBomb up and going. I think a couple of you logged on to that. I saw some emails come through that said people were logging in, so that's awesome. We talked about these pictures right here. Excellent book, The Conversion Code, which I recommend highly that you all pick up. Just reading this one book, just reading this one book along with some other things that we're talking about as we go through this will give you such a leg up and such an advantage from a marketing standpoint versus all your competition. So remember last week we talked about the speed to response. We want to get that within 5 minutes, and we showed you some really cool integrations to be able to get those leads immediately and be able to contact them, because we know that it's 100 times more likely you're actually going to have a conversation if you contact somebody within 5 minutes than if you wait for 30 minutes. To me, it's crazy. And then we talked about, the average response time is about 3 hours for people, businesses, that's if they do respond at all. And 47% of people that spend money online don't respond to their leads at all. So make sure that you're in the 53% and not this 47%, okay? And again, we talked too about how many calls it will take for you to actually make contact. By the time you made your 6th call, you're going to contact 93%. And that's kind of our point of diminishing returns. Look at this. This is very interesting right here. On the first call, only about less than half people. If you make another contact, it goes up to about 2/3. So, you need to be doing it at least twice. We've got, Jenny's is set up now for us from 40 to, I can't remember. It's so many. But make sure that you're texting and starting conversations. And remember that back-end system we talked about. The goal is always just to start a conversation and get the ball rolling. I wanted to let you guys know about what we have coming up on the agenda for the next month, for the month of May. I'm going to be doing starting on the 30th of a 4-week Lead Ads Mastery Masterclass. And what we're going to do is we're going to invite anybody you know, any of your friends, anybody that's working in the industry that you think would be interested in this. This is going to go national. I'm going to put some ad spend out on LinkedIn, Facebook, Google, everywhere to get. It'll be pretty fun. It'll be busy. We'll have people from all over the country on this. But 4 weeks broken down into bite-sized pieces. The masterclass is going to cover week 1. We're about 30 to 45 minutes a week. It'll be on Tuesday mornings just like this. We'll probably do it right after our mastermind session. Why Facebook leads are the best way to market your real estate business online. We're going to talk about that today. That's kind of the topic we're going over today. We'll talk about page setup, which we hit a couple of weeks ago. Ad design will be the third week, and then back-end systems will be the fourth week. So that's just one bite-sized morsel per week. But at the end of your 4 weeks, you should have a page up and running, ads, and you'll be able to start contacting those ads. So this is free. This is totally free. Let your friends and whoever else who wants to participate with it know about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So today we're going to talk a little bit about direct response. We're actually going to talk a lot about direct response marketing and why it's superior to other types of marketing. And we call those other types of marketing image type marketing. Let me tell you a little bit about my journey and my story and how all of this came to be. So as many of you already know, I'm a chiropractor. I graduated from Logan College of Chiropractic in St. Louis, Missouri, back in 2001, and immediately went out, opened my own practice. I spent 3 months learning underneath somebody else because I already knew everything, right? Because I was 27 years old and knew everything, ready to heal the world with my 2 hands and a table, which is a noble aspiration. But the problem is, and what you find with business is that you could be the best chiropractor, you can be the best dentist, you can be the best surgeon, you can be the best real estate agent, you can be the best financial planner, mortgage loan officer, but if nobody knows about you, you will fail. So I had to learn really quickly how to market my services. Now, a lot of people in real estate like to complain about business and saying it's hard to market. And I always kind of giggle with that because when you come from a chiropractic standpoint and background, the statistics in chiropractic are only 10% of the public actually uses a chiropractor on a regular basis. So right away, you've got 90% of the population that doesn't want to have anything to do with you. So what are these chiropractors? We fight and we battle and we like the scraps of the 10% of the people that actually use chiropractors. We fight over them. We do stupid things like we join HMOs and PPOs where you can be the only doctor in town that accepts a certain insurance. We fight over each other's patients. We cut our costs. We waive copays. It's dog eat dog. I mean, you think that some of the things that real estate agents are doing right now, cutting commissions and doing those kinds of things, that's really it's all over business, but the opportunity in real estate is so much broader. It's so much easier to get people to respond when you're talking about houses, right? People want houses. So to try to learn how to market something that nobody really wanted gave me a really crash course in the school of hard knocks really quickly. My first initial advertising was the traditional image advertising where I just put my name in the paper and say, hey, great chiropractic care, Dr. Bunn, call me. And I think my mom saw it once and called me, and those ads were $1,500 a piece to go in the Standard Examiner. So it doesn't take you very long to realize that that's not the way to go. And then those sales reps will come in and they're like, hey man, it's over time, you've got to get your ad out there and build your brand and build your image. Well, that's really expensive unless you're somebody like Coca-Cola or Apple, who's got tons and tons of money to build your brand recognition. The best way for us as small business owners to build brand recognition is to sell stuff. That's the best way and the only way. So I learned really quickly about this guy named Dan Kennedy. He runs this thing called Glazer Kennedy Insider Circle. I think he's since sold it, but these are just some of the books of his that I read as I was trying to market my chiropractic practice. These books right here really changed my life. And this is the one right here, the Ultimate Sales Letter right there. Really changed my life. And what that did is it taught me about direct response marketing principles, right? So I couldn't ever understand why I would put a picture. I think I'm a pretty handsome dude. I put a picture out with my name on it and said, hey, I'm Dr. Bunn. I don't understand why I didn't get business. You see a lot of those ads in the real estate world, don't we? We see a lot of those ads that say, hey, I'm the number one agent in this, or I'm the number one guy in that. The question becomes, can you really track the results of those ads? right? So with direct response marketing, one of the principles, here's kind of how it works, right? So when we're running a direct response ad, we want it to speak to the prospect, right? It gets you out of the way. You know, your mom already thinks you're great. You don't need to run image advertising so that your mom knows that you're doing good, since she's probably going to be the only one that calls you to tell you how much she loves your ad. But it's specific to the prospect, right? It offers them something that they're interested in. And the nice thing about using these principles on Facebook is that you already can tell what people are interested in. That's a little teaser. We're going to get to that in just a few minutes. But we want these they're simple, they're non-ads, and they basically what they offer is information, right? You're offering someone information or a free gift or a free report or a free list in exchange for their contact information. And we know once we get their contact information, if you were on our class last week, exactly what we do with that contact information, right? So that's another one. That's another part of the direct response principles. Always, always, always make there be an offer and a tracking system, a way to track it. So when I originally started doing this, we were doing postcard advertisements, small kind of classified ads, in the newspaper. It said, free back pain relief secrets that your doctor doesn't want you to know about. Call this 1-800 number 24/7 to get your free report. So what we would do is we'd have different extensions based on the different reports, or different extensions based on where those ads were being run, so that you could track it. Now with the internet, it's a lot easier. What you do is you just set up a URL or a website or a page where each sending is sending that interested party. With Facebook lead ads, it's even easier because it just sets up the ad specifically is where the leads will be coming in from. The point of all these ads, listen, and we talked about this last week at length, is to grow the list, right? We just showed that picture that, if you're waiting to close that deal, if you're hoping to close that deal on the first contact, you're going to be really disappointed, and you're probably more than likely going to quit, because that doesn't happen on a typical transaction, right? We have to build that trust over time, because people do business with people that they know and trust. So our goal is to feed that database. Get that database and feed it every day. You should be adding 2 or 3 contacts to your database every single day with these ads. Okay, this weekend on one of our ads alone, I think we got 6 leads in one day on our new West Haven ad. Affordability ad, we're getting 2 to 3 every single day. So, guys, there's no reason you shouldn't be putting at least 2 or 3 active contacts into your database every day and following up with them systematically. Gary Keller says that at 1 out of every 50 that you've got in your database will buy during that year. So if you've got 2,500, then you're going to do 50 sales. So we got about 4,500 in our database. So far this year, through the first quarter, we're up to 18. So if you do the math on that, we're actually a little bit above, ahead of pace. So if we do 18 over the next 3 quarters, let's see, that's 36, that's 72. Now, I don't know if we'll reach that. That'd be a crazy cool goal to get to if we could, but I'm sure as hell going to try. You know what I'm saying? So again, here's our principles with direct response. Without further ado, I'm going to explain this to you because picture's worth 1,000 words, and I've already filmed this. So sit back, relax. It's about 5 minutes. We're going to go over the anatomy of an ad, of a Facebook ad, and the direct response principles that are associated with it.
Again, the script here at Facebook's Lead Ad Mastery Program. I want to talk to you today about the anatomy of a successful killer direct response ad. There's some really important features that we want to make sure every one of our ads has in it to make it as effective as possible. The good news for you is I've already done all the hard work for you. I've already spent thousands and thousands of dollars testing these ads. I've given you a whole catalog of fantastic ones to use, but I also want you to know how to fish. Okay, we talked about that in the past. So let's take a look at it. Dive right into it. Here's our anatomy of a killer direct response ad. The first thing we want to do is a headline. The headline should stop somebody in one I've used, a lot of success in the past has been the affordability one. If you've got a great deal on new homes, something that people might not even believe you can get into these homes so cheap, or there's new ones coming into your location, or you need a certain credit score, something that's going to stop somebody in their tracks and get them to reach the next line. Okay, and that's the first part. Think National Enquirer or Enquirer interrupts and stop them in their tracks, get them to read on to the next line. Okay, we always want to put a picture in there. Now, with the picture, you want to think about Instagram. Okay, I want you to always think Instagram. Okay, if there's no text on this ad at all, would my prospect know what I'm offering or what I'm advertising? I love using a half-finished home in new construction. I mean, you know exactly what it is. It's a new home being built. Okay, very, very.
I've just been informed by one of our attendees that this audio is coming across really, really crappy. So I'm going to just go ahead and lay this out and do this right now live. We'll talk about the aspects of an ad. So sorry about that. If that audio quality sucked, I'm sorry about that. I'll have to stop embedding videos into our PowerPoints if it comes across like that. So anyways, okay, let's talk about the aspects of an ad. Here's our headline. Okay, so just announced. Special pricing and reserved lots for first-time home buyers and families earning under $70,000. Oh, wait. Okay, so the point of the headline is to just get enough attention so that the person will read the next line, right? So if we've hooked them, if we've got their attention, if we've got their interest, the goal of the headline is to stop them in their tracks and get them to read the next line. So the next line goes into more of the body. Now in the body, the formula, we want to stick to benefit, benefit, benefit. What's in it for me? You don't want to go back into this, hey, I'm the best, I'm the #1 new construction salesperson in this area, call me. No. We're taking ourselves out of it. It's all about them. Okay, so price is below $150,000 and monthly payments starting at $1,350 a month. 25 new construction homes ready to go and won't last long. To claim your lot, click below. Okay, that is a well-written ad, if I do say so myself. What other aspect do we have in here? Right here, we've got the offer, right? Now you want this offer to be as clear and as unconfusing as possible. To claim your lot, click below. For your list of homes, click below. For this, do this, right? Do not leave don't leave any kind of a interpretation there. Don't make it, because if you don't tell people exactly what to do, then they won't do it. Okay? Don't make them guess about what you want them to do, right? So now below here it says sign up. Click on that, then you get taken into your lead response, your lead ad, you react to the response part of the ad. The picture, let's talk about the picture for just a second here, okay? When we run a picture in an ad, here's what I want you to think. I want you to think hashtag Instagram. Now, what that means is, could this picture stand alone? If we took out all of this, and we just put this picture up here, would people know what we're selling and what we're doing and what we're offering? So I always love, if we're talking new construction homes, I'm going to put a picture of a home under construction. Okay, it's a sexy picture that I took with about 2 years ago. I think that's out at Thoroughbred Crossing out in North Ogden. Anyways, so it doesn't have to be real fancy, but it needs to be something that describes exactly what they're going to get and what exactly we're looking at. All right, so those are our aspects of an ad: the headline, the picture. The headline, get them to stop in their tracks where they're at. The picture, think Instagram. The copy needs to be benefit, benefit, benefit. What's in it for me? What's in it for the prospect? Put yourself in the prospect's shoes, not you, right? Offer something amazing and give them a really simple way to respond to it. So here's what we just talked about here. The response, click here. Perfect. We got this. Fantastic. So here's the cool part about lead ads. They make it so ridiculously simple for people to respond. So when they hit that button, we talked about that click here button. Here's the cool part. All that information, Facebook already knows who you are, right? They've got your phone number, they've got your email, they know more about you than you care to even guess. It's kind of scary how much they actually know about us. The other part of this is back in the old days, people would go from Facebook, they'd click on a button, it would take you to your site off of Facebook. Well, research with Chris Smith's book has shown us that if you don't ask these people to leave Facebook, your results are about double to triple, if not more. So people don't even have to leave Facebook. They don't even have to type most of the time. This is awesome because just the fact of leaving Facebook, people, they lose their attention, right? If you go from, you're just on Facebook and you're just looking at, pictures of dogs and cats and whatever else and your neighbor's kid or stalking ex-girlfriends, whatever. And now you have to leave Facebook and you have to type in your information into an additional website. The response rates they're garbage. Okay, so this is kind of a double-edged sword, right? It's so simple and easy for people to respond to these ads that a lot of times they'll be like, wait, I did what? I responded to that? So it's kind of a double-edged sword, but you're going to get better, you're going to get more leads and more volume, especially if we use this additional opt-in option on our lead form. Right? There's an intro, and they have to click again and say, yes, I want to fill out this information. So they have to actually verify that they're sending you the information. And I always recommend that. If you go through the tutorials on how to set up the lead ads themselves, or the lead forms themselves, we'll always talk about having that additional opt-in option just because people, it's great that they can respond so easily, but we don't want to make it too easy to the point where they don't know who the heck we are. An additional benefit, which is so big that I can't even explain to you, is the targeting that's allowed through Facebook. That's just free when you run ads. So back in the day when I was originally running my direct response advertising, I would have to buy lists. I would have to go to a list broker like Info USA, and my lists were about $500 for 1,500 to 2,000 names. We'd get specific lists of people who had back pain, had arthritis, who we knew would be interested in our services. And that's another big aspect of this direct response marketing is market directly to the people are going to be interested in what you've got to offer. So some of these things, and we're going to look at this in just a second, but some of the things Facebook lets you do, demographic, geographic, psychographic, their interests, their income, their age, and this one's huge right here, what lists they're already on. So if these people already like Trulia, Realtor.com, they like one of the big agents or one of the big brokerages in your community or in your area, you can actually select those as your targeting. Like if people express interest in Keller Williams, or if people have expressed interest in Coldwell Banker, you can actually, those are people that are interested in real estate, and those are people that you can actually present your ads to. So, pretty amazing stuff that I used to have to pay thousands of dollars for that's now given to you for free. So let's take a look here. I just want to log into my Facebook account here. I want to show you real quick some of these cool targeting. What is this? Holy cow. All right. Okay, come on. Go to our ads manager. And let's pull up some of our audience. So let's take a look at, this is one that we're running specifically for affordability ads out in Tooele. So that'll be a perfect one to look at. Let's take a look at this real quick. Some of the selects and some of the things that you can do for your audiences. So let me take a look at the audience selections. And we just got delivery delivered to the door, or someone's locked out, but I don't care. Okay, so here we go. Location. First thing we start with, we've got it very specifically down to Tooele, Utah. So let's take a look at it. I want to edit it. Okay. So around 25 miles around Tooele. 35 to 65 age. 30 to 65, because we know those 20-year-olds usually aren't in the market for new homes. This is the interest. This is great. Mortgage calculator, relocation, mortgage loans, first-time home buyer, Quicken Loans, Redfins, Trulia, all these things that you can select. And remember we talked about before, you go in here and you select it'll give you suggestions. Like if I were to select, first thing I put is mortgage calculator, and it would give me suggestions. And then this one would pop up, and then this one would pop up, and all these ones would pop up. So I highly recommend typing in real estate to begin with, and then going from there. And I'm trying to kind of show you exactly how we do that, but it's not letting me really go in and, here, let's try this one. I'm not going to create a new audience, but, okay, so if I wanted, what the hell just happened there? So if I wanted to create a new audience, that's how I would do it. Here we go. So again, this is where you select it. We do Tooele again. Interests. Okay, so let me just do this interest here, just show you. Okay, so when I type real estate in here, okay, so we go there. We're going to select real estate. Cool. Now we hit the suggestions button. Real estate investing, new house, house hunting, time buyer, house hunting, perfect. Now let's go suggestions again. So, oh, there it was. Did you see that? Look, Zillow, Homes.com, new house, starter home, Trulia, mortgage loans, Redfin. All those things are included in there. Okay. So I want to. Anyway, I'm going to go back out of that. So that's how we change those options. It's kind of how you do it. But again, that's broken down inside the system. That's broken down inside of our system. It's got walkthroughs that'll show you exactly how to do that and what to do there. So as far as content goes for today, kind of a review of direct response marketing, direct response principles. Biggest thing is to remember to get yourself out of it. You know, we don't really care about brand building and image building. We just want to sell houses, right? That's the best way for somebody. If you don't have thousands of dollars to build your brand and build your image, the best way to do it is to sell things. Make a sale right now. Simple, non-threatening information's great. Lists of homes must include that offer. Must be tracked. Really easy to track. Again, we want to grow that list and feed it daily. We talked about the anatomy of a killer ad. The video that I tried to run for you there was pretty bad with the feedback on the loop is actually included in the program. So, and then we talked and we looked at the Facebook targeting options. Like again, I said all of these things are included in our program. So if you're not a member of the monthly program, what are you waiting for? $97 a month is super cheap for all the information that we're providing here. So let's exit out of this. Any questions? Anybody that's been listening along here have any questions on what we covered? Anybody there? Anybody? Shoot, one of you. Of course not. You probably should have taught the class. Big Rich, anything? Cammy?
It's awesome. I'm going to watch this probably 4 or 5 more times.
Well, Rich, go over to the Sell More New Homes, and there's a 10-day trial. All this stuff is you can watch as many times as you need to. It's all broken down there, dude, and it's easy. It's easy. And if you need any help because of your mortgage, you know, to put those, I don't know what programs you want to put up there, but we can develop something together and throw it up there. But let's get you a page up and going. You've got a business page, don't you?
Yep, I do.
Perfect. So that's all you really need to start running these ads. But yeah, hit me up if you need any personal assistance on it. Let me know. I'm always around.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cammy, how's that page coming? How's that Heber Valley page coming?
You know what? I've been slammed this past. So I haven't started, but I will.
You need to get on that.
I know. It's been good.
That could be huge.
Luxury mountain living.
Well, I'm telling you.
Hey.
Luxury Park City. I'm telling you. You got a golden opportunity up there.
I do, and I'm working Park City Heights this Saturday. that's a great opportunity.
Oh, and just put some pictures up there. And when we talk about setting up the pages, you've got tons and tons of cool stuff that happens in Park City that we don't down here. You know what I mean? In Ogden, we're kind of we don't have as many cool. You have celebrity events. You've got all kinds of stuff. Just the information on what's going on up there in Park City and Heber Valley. Post that to that page, and people will love that because it's non-threatening. It's non-threatening information type stuff. So
yes, and
email me if you need any help. Sorry, go ahead.
I apologize. I was just going to say the Heber Valley is booming.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure. So if you don't get a page up on it, I'm going to. All right, you guys. Hit me up throughout the week and let me know if I can be of any service to y'all.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Talk to you guys soon.